You're listening to Healing Voices Project, where we share stories and the latest information from people who fight addiction every day. I'm Mike Torville, your host and author of Voices from the Fallen. Thank you for listening, for following, and most of all, for sharing with people you care about. Make your voice count too. Hello everybody, thanks for joining us here at Healing Voices Project. I'm Mike Torville, your host, and today we have a couple of special guests guests that we've been talking with for quite a while, and so we're glad to have them back. First we have Tony Simmons, and Tony is the Community Safety and Outreach Director at the Hampden County, Hampden District Attorney's Office. Yeah. And Gina Anslemo, who is the Deputy Director of Community and Safety Outreach, with so much to talk about the programs that they've done and what's been happening in the last few years. Tony and Gina, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Glad to have you back again.
Yeah. I know.
You know, the first time was a rehearsal, so so there's so much that you guys are doing. So I guess the first thing is, tell us, what is the Community and Safety Outreach Program, and what have you guys been doing, and how new is this program too, and what you've accomplished so far?
Oh gosh,
yeah.
So,
I know it is. Yeah.
We all know that the main focus of the District Attorney's Office is the prosecution of criminal cases, and of course we're very good at that. Our office is good at that. But another focus of District Attorney Anthony Ganuni is prevention, and through prevention, meaning if we can prevent people from committing crimes, or bring awareness, or to people that may become victims of crime, then it'll be best for keeping a community safe. And through prevention, I mean our unit, Community Safety and Outreach. He invests a lot of time in our unit.
And this is a unique program. You said this is somewhat unprecedented in other communities. Is that right?
Well, yes, we've actually done some research through some students in our youth advisory board, and we found that we don't really find any district attorney's office in the county that has such a in the country, that has such a focus on community safety and outreach, and the programs that we have.
And the focus on prevention.
And the focus on, prevention, yes, of course.
And Gina, you're the deputy director, and so the two of you work in a partnership with so many programs, dozens of programs that have to do with addiction and social media and a myriad of topics that you work through. How long have you been involved with the Community and Safety Outreach Program?
Oh, geez. I believe since 2018.
Okay.
The end of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Tony, yourself, is about the same time?
No. Just from the very beginning. It started actually with former District Attorney Mark Mastriani, who's now a federal judge, and then it carried over with District Attorney Gallooni. The difference is District Attorney Gallooni put a lot of resources in our unit, and it's sort of, I like to say it's we're on steroids since with the prevention efforts. That
and the program is about 5 years old. Is that about?
I would say it really started off when District Attorney Gallooni came into office. Yes.
Okay, yes. And a couple of examples. One is the Youth Advisory Board, which is part of the program.
Yes.
And you know, we've had some of the youth on. I've met with some of them, and they're just really impressive group of students. And they're accomplishing quite a bit, right?
Yes, they do a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and how's that program's working out very well, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. When was the first youth advisory board? I think we were talking about this earlier, maybe 2000.
I think it was 2011, somewhere
Oh,
around then. This
back
was
then.
in the Mastriani administration.
Yeah.
And we did some things, and yes, we did have a focus on youth. But since Anthony Gallooni came in, we just expanded. Our membership came from 30 students to over 60 students now. And we have 23 towns and cities represented on our youth advisory board.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think they've really been upping their game. I know in the past, even in like 2018 when I started, we would focus on like one topic. And we'd say, what's the project that we want to work on? And now that we have 60 kids, it's like, all right, let's break into committees now and tackle multiple topics, multiple issues, and do multiple projects. So they've really been upping their game, I think, in the past couple of years.
Yes, they have.
And so this program, the Community and Safety Outreach Program, has it been You feel like you've accomplished a lot in the last 5 years?
I think so.
Yeah.
We keep track of our numbers. We keep track of the schools that we attend and give presentations to. We keep track of our community events and presentations. And I will tell you, we started off, Gina will say, 2018. We would reach about 7,000, whether it was students or community organizations. And now, even through COVID, we didn't slow down. We really quickly transferred over to Zoom. And our meetings were all in Zoom. And I would say right now we have topped 17,000, whether it's students in middle school, elementary school, high school, some college students, community events and organizations, students that are in our brand new Future Lawyers of Springfield program, which Gina will talk about. So we've our numbers have tripled. So
Well,
more than tripled, I would say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. And what can other communities learn if you've done this so well? And you said it was hard to find a program similar to yours throughout the country. What could other communities, other counties learn from what you've done?
Well, in a sense, when I talk about throughout the country and district attorney's office, I'm talking about it as a whole, and not just our youth advisory board, but our Hampden County Addiction Task Force, the programs that we do throughout Hampden County regarding distracted driving, regarding the opioid issue in our Just Once video. We just came out with a documentary regarding healthy relationships on a real life incident that happened a few years ago. So how we reach our community, the way that we reach them, I think, in my opinion, is unprecedented. And we did have a challenge for our Youth Advisory Board members, and some of them are just outstanding students, just to see and do some research in terms of what are other DA's offices doing in regards to community safety and outreach. And yes, they do have these programs, but to the extent that we go, we haven't found any.
You know, it's incredible, too, the topics you cover. Navigating social media,
Yes, huge.
internet safety,
Yes.
preventing dating violence, substance abuse,
Yes.
and a myriad of other topics that I think are so critical to get the youth's perspective on.
Yes.
That's very helpful. And you're right, it's an impressive group of students, and a few times I've met with them, I've just walked away going, wow. They're really impressive. Now, so a couple quick questions. One, if somebody wanted to know more about it, or learn about it, or get involved with it, where would they go? Where would they turn?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would
Yeah,
say
yeah.
just
Yes.
reach out to us. I would say,
Yeah.
share our information. Anyone who wants to schedule any presentations or learn more about any of the programs that we have, we're available to have a conversation and answer
Is there a phone number
questions.
they would reach first, or a website, or both?
A lot of our programs are on hampdenda.com, but I mean, I'll give my phone number. It's 505-5657.
413.
413. Yeah.
For those not in the 413
Yes.
area,
Yeah.
say that number again, because I interrupted.
413-505-5657.
And that's from Gina, so
And
you'll
that's
get Gina
Gina.
on the phone.
Give me a call.
All right, and to learn more, and the website is
hampdenda.com.
hampdenda.com, and you'll learn all about the Community Safety Outreach Program and even the Youth Advisory Board and all other things that you have going on. And just to ask, how can I get involved? How can I help, contribute? Or especially for students, if they want to say, hey, I'd like to step up and participate. They might not know about it.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's, I think, important, getting that word out first.
Yes.
Yeah, we try our best to, promote the Youth
Yeah.
Advisory Board programs. We'll go into the Springfield schools and we'll make sure that the students know about the program because of it's a great opportunity. But any efforts to help us get the word out so a lot of students know and so everyone knows is really helpful.
And again, even if it's a topic that, say, hey, are you involved? Most likely it's a topic you will have addressed or at least are concerned with or working through. Again, whether it's social media, texting and driving, the Just Once program that you mentioned. There's so many, even just to inquire, say, what's important to me and how can I get involved? So I think
And the
that's,
good thing of the Youth Advisory Board too and all these presentations is that, I mean, they have access to us in our office, so if they want to bring, the 1 in 11 Preventing Dating Violence program to their school, they can really facilitate that and get the ball rolling, which is kind of cool for them to bring the program to the school. And that's happened on many occasions, where a student has said, I really want to bring, I think this might be an issue, I really want to bring this presentation to the school, can you help out? And, they really get the ball rolling so they can own that and be responsible for, bringing a really important message to their school. the teachers appreciate that too.
That's great information. I'll
The
tell
students are actually the liaisons between our office and the schools, and they have that power.
Mhm.
And they can literally go to any principal and say, hey, I'm part of the Youth Advisory Board. They offer a social media presentation, or I know we're having problems with vaping, or any of these topics that they can actually
And you meet periodically.
conduit. Yes.
How often?
About twice a month between the months of October and May.
Okay, and you do an annual presentation.
Yep, we have a conference every
Conference,
year
yeah.
at the end of the year for them
Okay.
to showcase what they've worked on. And,
Mhm.
and
And if anybody would like to learn,
again.
again, what you've done, what it's all about, the presentation I know is on the website,
Yes.
and you get an overview of some of the things that they're involved in. I think just seeing that, gosh, my kids are older. They're not kids anymore, but if they were, I'd say, wow, this is something I'd like my kids to get involved with if I'd known about it. But I think it's fantastic. Again, so it's the HampdenDA.com.
Yep. Yeah, we record the conference every year.
Yeah.
So this past one and previous ones at the Basketball Hall of Fame. So
Yeah.
if anyone wants to see what the kids are
Yeah.
doing, and it's cool for them because they throughout the year they can do some public speaking practice when we bring them to the elementary schools to do
Mhm.
internet safety programs.
Yep.
So they get that practice talking to the second and third graders or the elementary school students and practice their public speaking and kind of preparing them for this big day at the conference to talk to all the community members that are there.
Yeah.
So
And I tell you, if anybody hasn't, I was extremely impressed
Yeah.
with the presentations, with meeting them personally, and the panels that we've done.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's a great program.
They are
So,
our
yeah.
experts. They
Yeah.
literally are. They can also reach out to Gina's email, any one of our emails,
Oh, yeah.
and you could probably put it up on the screen.
You can mention it real quick, but we will put it up underneath it. What's your email?
Gina Anslemo at mass.gov.
Okay, and we'll put that at the
absolutely.
They
bottom
can
so
have
people can
access to
remember.
all our services.
Perfect.
That
Thank
way
you.
as well.
Well, Tony and Gina, thanks very much. Appreciate you sharing that information about the Community Safety Outreach Program. Thanks again for coming. We'll have a lot more to talk about.
Yeah.
This isn't the end. This is just the beginning.
Yeah. One more thing we should
Yes.
promote our Instagram page as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
want to find out a lot of things that we're doing. We try our best to post it all on our Instagram page.
Yeah,
Okay.
at Hampden DA.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all of our community and youth prevention programs, and you'll
Mhm.
see our kids on there talking about where they're at, what school they're talking to about internet safety.
Oh, that's
a lot of
great.
Fun things.
Good. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks you both, Gina and
Thank
Tony.
you.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be talking real soon. And thanks
right.
everybody for joining us also. We'll see you all soon too.